On a lonely island, surrounded by crashing waves, broken statues stand frozen in sorrow. They are not just stone, they are Medusa's story. But Medusa was not born a monster. Once, she was a gentle young woman, serving in a sacred temple. She cared for the holy flame and lived with kindness in her heart. Her smile brought warmth to the marble halls. But one night, a god cast his shadow upon her. What should have been a place of safety became a place of cruelty. Medusa, wounded and afraid, was left abandoned. And when she turned to her people for comfort, they gave her none. They turned away, whispering her name with disgust. Alone, she ran into the wilderness. There, she discovered her reflection had changed. Her hair had become living snakes. Her golden eyes carried a curse. A single glance could turn flesh into stone. At first, she was horrified. She smashed her reflection in anger, weeping by the water's edge. She never asked for this. She never wanted this. But fear has a way of spreading. Hunters came for her, swords in hand, determined to destroy the monster. Medusa begged them to stop. She pleaded for them not to look at her. But fear is stronger than reason. One by one, they turned to stone, their faces frozen in shock. And with every statue that appeared, Medusa's heart broke farther. She touched their cold hands, whispered apologies, and wept for lives she never wished to take. The island slowly filled with stone figures, not trophies of triumph, but reminders of her sorrow. Among them stood mothers clutching children, young men who once dreamed of being heroes, and villagers who had only seen her through the lens of fear. Medusa knelt beside them, laying her hand on stone as if it could still feel. She whispered, "I'm sorry. I never wanted this." Nights passed with her sitting by a fire. Snakes curled protectively around her shoulders. By day, she walked among the statues, her loneliness heavier than the cliffs themselves. She dreamed of her old life, of being a woman, not a monster. One evening, standing at the cliff's edge, Medusa nearly let the sea take her. But the snakes, her only companions, coiled gently against her cheek, reminding her to stay. So she did, and for the first time, she chose to face herself. She picked up a shard of broken mirror, afraid of what she might see. But in that reflection, she found not a monster, but a woman, scarred and sorrowful, yet still human. Tears streamed down her face. For once, she did not look away. At sunrise, Medusa gathered wildflowers and placed them gently at the feet of every statue. She whispered apologies, prayers, and gratitude. And as the morning light touched the stone figures, they no longer seemed terrifying, but almost peaceful. In that quiet moment, Medusa understood something she never had before. She was not cursed because she was evil. She was cursed because of cruelty. Her pain had been forced upon her, but how she lived with it, that choice was hers. She stood unhooded among the statues, the sun warming her face, her snakes resting calmly at her shoulders. She was no longer hiding. Looking toward the horizon, she whispered, "My pain will not own me." Because Medusa's story was never about rage. It was about survival, about a woman who learned that pain ignored becomes a weapon, but pain faced becomes a lesson. Medusa's curse was never just about turning people to stone. It was about what happens when your pain is ignored for too long. She was hurt, betrayed, and left alone with her suffering until it hardened into something that could hurt everyone around her. In our own lives, we do this too. We bury our heartbreak, pretend we're fine, stay silent when we should ask for help, and little by little, our hearts turn cold. Our worlds grow sharp. Our eyes stop seeing others as human. Medusa shows us that unhealed pain doesn't vanish. It transforms into something we regret. If you're carrying sorrow, don't let it become your weapon. Speak it, face it, heal it, before it turns everything you love to stone. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and see you next time.